everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the 1902 Farmhouse project. And today we're going to be working on some drywall. I'll show you behind me. We've got a pretty big stack in here. I think it should be around 36 sheets there. I done used about 4. And so we're starting back here in the back. And of course, you need this blue board if you're going to do bathrooms. So I initially got 18 sheets, and of course that wasn't enough, but I almost got the closet done. Closet, you can see with this 10-foot ceiling, I'm having to go a strip, not quite 2 foot right there, and that's the only wall I like in here is this wall. I just got to get a few more sheets for this, and then I've got to get a whole lot more for this. I got this little closet. I done it with mostly scraps except for that. Probably have enough scraps to do that now. And I got in here yesterday and started doing the ceiling. Still got a little bit of ceiling to do in here as well. But with this lift, it makes it a lot easier. You can pretty much do it yourself, by yourself. The only thing I don't like about this is I can't use these little short pieces on it because there's no adjustment in the center here. You can adjust these out, but if this piece is narrower than these, it's got to be at least as wide as these 2 arms right here. So, you know, with the ceiling here, with it all being tongue and groove up there, I don't have to worry about really attaching to a joist. The joist, by the way, runs this way, so I could easily use these cut-off pieces instead of, you know, having to use there's a sheet there, then there's a piece here, and then there's a sheet there, and there's a piece here. I always want to offset your seams. In other words, I wouldn't want to just run everything and have one big long seam this way. It'd just be hard to make it look right. And of course, I've went in, I cut the outlets for the HVAC. There's another one over here. I just covered it up, and what I'm going to do with that stuff there, just like this return outlet here, I've got to do a lot more work to. I got a board in my way. I'm going to keep them covered up with the sheetrock until I get everything primed and finished. So what I've done is I went ahead and marked and punched a little hole with the tip of my bit right here so that I can find it later. That won't be covered up, and when I prime it, I'll still be able to find that, and I can just put my little roto zip tool in there and zip that hole out. Same. This one, of course, I'll have to go ahead and do that, but this one will be that way, and over here will be that way, and then this little box here is for the smoke detector. I'm probably going to go ahead and zip it out too, so that I'll be sure to be able to find it. And then once we get the ceilings done, we'll be ready to, well, I got this ceiling in this closet to do. Then the walls, of course, walls, you know, kind of need 2 people to help with the walls on full-size sheets. Alright, so back here I've already marked on the drywall here for this hole. As you can see, it's going to have 6.5 inches from the edge directly across the cement line. And so to make it easier to find, I'll put my sheet up here. I'll show you how this thing works. It's pretty interesting how easy it works. I know that light's going to be bright coming through that window. We'll go get us a couple of sheets, and I'll tell you another thing. If you're doing sheetrock and you're doing it on your own and you're having to move sheetrock through the house, get you one of these sheetrock trolleys. I'll tell you what, that thing here is coming really handy. Not only hauling sheetrock, but hauling lumber and everything else. This thing swivels on all 4 wheels, so it makes it real easy to turn And I did have to put a screw right here because it does not come with a screw up here for some reason. So these things here pop apart, but I haven't had any issues since I did that. I'll go get 2 pieces and I'll be right back. Alright, so I think those 2 sheets there was the hardest to load. For some reason my trolley wanted to jump out from under me. Alright, so another thing is you never want to try to load it with this in the way. So always get this out of the way. Turn it around. Load it like this right here. You can always adjust it once you get it loaded. I always try to give myself plenty of room. You're going to set the sheetrock on these. You can see now if that thing was turned like it was, the sheetrock would hit that wheel there. So you always want to load it face down because when you put it up there, you want the face showing. So the back up. Always put your back shoulder up. What I like to do is go ahead and walk it over and then go up to my knee with it, and then I can grab it. Another thing, you want to make sure it's on there evenly. Or fairly even. It ain't got to be perfectly even. Now, since this is a full-size sheet, we want to come over on the back side and we want to pull out. We're going to pull these out. So this thing's got a little lock here, and I can't do it one-handed, but we're going to pull them out. Ain't got to go all the way across, so just want enough where it ain't going to tip. These, you can flop them down like that and get them out of your way. But what I like to do is just leave them on the edge, on the outside edge. You don't want them going to a seam. So the way I'll be putting it up is this will be the seam side going up against this seam, and this will be the open side, which will be out here. Like I said, you can flip them down out of your way, just like that, but it'll work just as well leaving them up. Now if you're going to use this as a seam side, you got to flip them down. This will get in your way. Alright, so I don't like to be under this, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this out away from me. Just like that right there. So I'll go ahead and get approximately where I need it. You know, I ain't going to worry about it too much right now. And then we'll take this and we'll wheel it on up. Down this way. So to lock it, I push this down and we've got it up. It ain't quite where we want it. We're going to get a little taller than that. Get it on up. Get it pretty close, but not right dead on it. And then lock it. And then over here. We really want to line up on this seam more than anything. So what I can do is I can climb up here and I can adjust this off the ladder. But before I do that, I'm going to get a little bit tighter because I don't want it moving around on me. I can see I need to come this way a little bit. I may have a nail right there. See it? I think I do. I'm going to back it down just a hair. I got some old nails on this ceiling. I got to back it down. There's some old nails over here. Give me a little bit of grease. So now I've got this crack right here, and over here on this end it's tight, so I need to push this way and pull this way. And yes, there's a lot of up and down ladders. This is a 10-foot ceiling, so of course if you had an 8-foot, it'd be a whole lot easier. Now I've got this about where I want it. So what I could do is I could put a screw right here, and then I could come over here on this side and pull it to me. And this won't move, so that's what I'm going to do. Now I'll come over to the other side. Now, this thing is good all the way down. I ain't got to worry about it. 6.5 inches from here. Right in here is where my light fixture is. So I don't want to put no screws in that area. I'm going to go around the perimeter and a few out the center, and we'll let this lift down. Alright, so I was able to get most of it really up around everything. I just put 2 down the center here. Y'all can tell. Alright, now right in here I've got another one of these, well, you've seen it. There's a hole there. I got to find it, and then I got to come up here and find my other hole for the light fixture. Go ahead and roll zip that one out. The other one I'm just going to mark. Alright, so I've marked it, and of course we're going to put on our personal protective equipment here, because we're going to be rotor zipping this out. So always wear a respirator and safety glasses. So when I say respirator, I mean, you know, some of these P100s are good. Don't just use a dust mask. You really don't want to be breathing in gypsum if you can help it. I'm not the best at rotor zipping. I'm still learning. I don't want to get too deep with this because I got wires in there, so I'm going to bring this up some more. Deep enough. I'm not going to the outside of this box for no reason to. I'm going to the inside. Alright, so what I did is I just went in the inside. It's a metal work box. And I can put an extender on it if I need to. Bring it down another 1/2 inch. But at this point I really don't need to. I just need to uncover the 2 screw holes, and I did. And I did do a little boo-boo to start with. I didn't have my blade deep enough, but that ain't no big deal. That's easy to fix. I'll do the same thing when I get over here to this one, and we'll just go around the inside of it, not the outside, because there's no way to get around the outside. Neither one of these would be impossible. On wall boxes, you can get around at least three sides of it usually, and you know, I actually put all my wall boxes even with this little indentation there, so that's really a 3/8 of an inch. So if you're doing 3/8 wall drywall, that would fit perfect. But 1/2 inch sticks out a little higher, a little further, no big deal. So you can kind of get your blade in there and cut that. Just have to be careful. This thing, it's a Milwaukee rotozip tool, and it's great for cutting out big doorways and stuff like that. But for fine work, I just ain't got the hang of it yet. All right, guys, we've got lights. As you can see, we don't really need them. It's nice enough without them, but yeah, I found me some long bolts, and of course that's temporary. That'll all come down, and a ceiling fan will go up when everything's finished. But that's a good light to paint by. All right, everybody, a couple hours later, got it all done. I didn't cut that out, but I went ahead and marked it. Got that marked. That seam actually split through that box, so it wasn't too hard to find. And so I got that marked down there. So I know I'm gonna get some questions on why I'm using my little impact for sheetrock screws, which is not really designed for sheetrock screws. I've got this Drywall. This is a sheetrock gun, screw gun. The only issue I have with this is if I'm weak armed, it won't drive them through, and then I'll have to get this anyway to finish driving them. So since I'm just taking my time on these ceilings, I'm just going to use this. On the walls, I've been using this more because you can just do this. I also have an electric gun, electric screw gun that I'm going to use on the walls as well. So the electric gun's a Senko, and it's going to use these drywall screws right here. I don't really want to open it, but they're on these strips, and it makes it a whole lot easier to put a lot of walls in. So this is a drywall to wood screw. And I also bought these screws for the flooring. That's these over here. So these are the number 8 by 2-inch subfloor screws, and that does a real good job. Well, that thing's got a long reach to it, so you can just stand up and screw it. So that works really well on subfloors. Although these are subfloors, I'm putting plywood on top of them. I know I'm going to get a lot of hate for that, but I'm just using 1/2-inch plywood, and the reason I'm doing it is because we got a lot of holes, a lot of bad places like that could mess up the flooring if I laid flooring straight over it. Like this hall right here, I'd have to put leveling compound on this to lay a floor over it. And I've already put plywood in the bathroom. I don't know if you can see, but the whole house will get plywood. This floor here, I don't know if y'all remember, it's got a hump right here. So I got to figure out how much slope this floor's got and see if I can level it up any. So anyway, I'm rambling. So thanks for watching. Please rate, comment, subscribe, and stay tuned for more.